Ladies and gentlemen, hey, hi, how you doing? Welcome back to the channel. Thank you so much for stopping by. MW2 is obviously coming up here pretty soon. We've got the beta in just under a month from now. And through all the reveals, through all the trailers, and even through seeing the game early myself a couple months back, we've now gathered a pretty solid list of confirmed and leaked weapons to be in the game. And today I wanted to break down all the weapons that we know of so far, because we actually have COD Intel ES over here on Twitter, just basically a Spanish Call of Duty Intel account that has gone through, and I was planning on making like a whole breakdown of all the weapons, and they've made this super awesome graphic that details all the confirmed weapons so far that we've got via all the various reveals. So this is our full image here that the COD Intel ES account has gone through and created. I'll leave a link to their Twitter down below as well if you want to go and check it out for yourself. But we can run through all of these weapons. There's 39 on this list, I believe, and basically talk about what we have confirmed either via trailer, via what I was able to see when I was able to preview the game early, or through some of the leaks that we've got for the game as well. Keep in mind, this is all coming from early builds of the game. The trailers are not like the final build. Obviously, what I saw a little bit ago was not close to the final build. Leaks are subject to change, so we could see these weapons names changed. We could see some of their properties changed. Some could be replaced entirely. Just keep that in mind. But first up, we of course got a fan favorite, the ACR. This one has been leaked. It's been rumored to be in the game as one of the primary rifles, which would be phenomenal. Of course, it's MW2. When you think back to MW2 from 2009, the ACR is one of the most iconic weapons in the game, up there with the UMP and the intervention. And it's personally my favorite weapon in Call of Duty history. The MW2 ACR is the GOAT, and you will not convince me otherwise. We also have the MTAR, which we sort of saw in MW 2019. We also had a TAR 21 variant back in MW2 2009. In MW 2019, we had the Ram 7, which is very similar, but the MTAR does appear to be coming back as a rifle as well. The Honey Badger is one that we've actually seen in various promo pictures for the game, various trailers as well. Ghost has been seen holding this, and of course the Honey Badger, sort of another classic weapon back from Call of Duty Ghosts. We had it there. One of my favorites in that game as well. It's got the built-in suppressor, so it's sort of that hybrid build already, which is super convenient. And I'm sure with the Gunsmith this year, we're going to be able to make some crazy builds with that. A classic one, of course, we have is the M4A1. No surprises here. If you go ahead and look at the Vault Edition with the whole Cinder weapons pack that's available for that, the M4 is the variant that we've got for that. There are also different variants of the M4 here. We got the M16. If you remember back during the whole reveal for MW2 when we talked about what the devs showed us when I was able to see the game, there's like a family tree, if you will, of weapons that branch off. So you got the M4, the M16, you got the Commando further on down the line, so things like that. The FAMAS here behind the face cam, the FR556, also been leaked to be in the game as well. And I mean, no surprise there. Obviously, the arsenal is going to be somewhat similar to MW 2019's because it is a sequel to that, but we have some new familiar ones in there too. The M4 here, which I believe is the exact Cinder Weapons Vault weapon, is another basic one, of course. M4A1, M4, M16, all pretty classic weapons for Call of Duty, so we're gonna have plenty of variants to go through with that. We've got the Scar Ellen. If you remember the Darkwater campaign gameplay mission, this is one of the weapons that was featured in that campaign mission. I believe he picks it up about halfway through that, so we got some footage of that in game already, and hopefully this time around the Scar's got a decent sized magazine so we can run through and actually use it as a top tier weapon, rather than the Scar in Warzone and MW 2019 where it just was never all that fancy. The M13, of course, another returning one from MW 2019, a fan favorite as well. Very similar to the Honey Badger, and I wouldn't be surprised if these are in sort of the same family tree, if you will, like what we talked about with the M4s. We also have the G36C, or G36 rather, that was mentioned here as well via COD Intel ES. So plenty of rifles here to start off the list. We then move on into one final rifle, which is the HK53, a little bit more aggressive there. And then we get into several different SMGs. We got a handful of these. So Bison, another one that we've seen through various reveals already, through some gameplay footage and trailers and whatnot, so no surprises on that one. The AUG this time around has been rumored to be a rifle as well, for what it's worth. I do believe this was in the game files as a actual rifle classification, so it's possible we see the return of the AUG as an SMG from MW 2019, but we may see it as a rifle as well. Moving along, we got the Vector. This is another one that we ended up seeing in the Dark Water campaign mission, where the character is actually using this for the majority of the mission itself. So Vector, Fennec, whatever you want to call it there, we've got that returning from MW 2019. P90 as well. We saw this in that same trailer, actually. Conveniently enough, some other characters were holding a P90 as they were breaching up the stairs. So we've got plenty of, you know, classic SMGs up in there. Speaking of classic SMGs, the Uzi and the MP5, both ones that we've seen several different times in Call of Duty before. Of course, these are pretty classic weapons when it comes down to it, and repeats from MW 2019. Both of those appear in various promos and also in the game files as well. We then also have the Vityaz. I'm probably mispronouncing that. The Vityaz. I'm bad with words. So that's a new SMG we have. It looks very similar to like an AK-74U, just based off the picture that COD Intel used here. Not sure if they're going directly off of that or if that's just the placeholder image they used for that, but that was also in the files. We got the SIG MPX. This has been seen in various promos as well, and same deal with the MP7 too. This is actually a weapon that I was able to see during some of the early gameplay that I was shown when they were previewing some campaign missions. There were MP7s all over the ground, so that's going to be another popular one. Then we move on into some of the shotguns. We have seen a handful of these via the Dark Water campaign mission, via other different trailers and teasers that we've got. Shotgun's pretty popular for trailers and teasers like that, just because they can sync up the shots with whatever music they're using, and it's always very cinematic and very epic, right? So we got the M4 shotgun here. We've got the Mossberg 590, which I believe is what was shown in the Dark Water mission. We've got the Remington 870, the R870, a classic shotgun that we of course have seen before. Then we get into some of the snipers, and I'm sure there's going to be conversations about this down in the comments below. First up, we do have the Barrett MRAD here, so a Barrett variant. Obviously the Barrett's a sniper that we've seen again several times in COD history, most you know, notably in MW2 and MW3. Those Barretts are pretty iconic. We also have the Remington MSR. I believe this is the sniper that Soap was holding in our most recent reveal for the game during the trailer there. A lot of players were saying, is that the intervention? Is that an MSR? You know what's going on there. It does appear to be the Remington MSR, and of course we had an MSR back in MW3 as well. And then we also have the AX50, which is basically an upgraded version of the AX50 from MW 2019, so it won't be the exact same model. There are apparently some differences according to some leaked gameplay out there from a while back. What you'll notice though is that there is no intervention. We might have the ACR, but the intervention as of right now, MIA. I would be surprised if we went through, you know, all 5 or 6 seasons or however many more we see into year 2 and we don't get an intervention as a DLC weapon in a game titled MW2. But as of right now, at least on the leaked and confirmed weapons that we've got, there is no intervention on the list. We also got some LMGs here, the HK21, which we have seen before. No surprises there. The Negev, if you are a CSGO player, familiar name there. Never buying it there, but hey, we got it here in MW2. The M249 SAW, pretty standard LMG. We've seen this several times. And then another surprising repeat, in my opinion, the RAL LMG. This appeared in the files pretty early on for MW2, and it appears that potentially the RAL LMG that we got in MW 2019 might have been initially meant for MW2, but then all the leaks came out, everyone expected it to drop, and they're like, yeah, sure, we'll throw you guys a bone. Here's the RAL, you can play with it in MW 2019 and Warzone for a bit, but it is coming back in MW2 apparently. Then we move on into some of the handguns and the pistols. These are especially common in the trailers and the promo art because it seems like they're always swapping to pistols for certain kills and certain clips when they're trying to promote the game. And also, swapping to your pistol is faster than reloading, as we all know. So we got the P320 here, standard pistol, the Glock 17. We've got the 1911. Of course, we got to have the icon, the Desert Eagle, in there as well. Of course, also, I should probably preface that this list here, as we're going towards the end, is not the full list of weapons that's going to be in the game. Obviously, we're going to get a handful of these in the beta. We might even see some ones in the beta that are not on this list yet, but this is not going to be every single weapon that's in the game at launch. Not every gun is listed here. I'm sure we're going to have more than 4 pistols. We're going to have more than 4 snipers at some point in time, right? Also, brief reminder, if you are new to the channel or if you haven't subscribed yet, you already know every day I got you covered with stuff like this, everything related to MW2, Warzone 2, Warzone as it stands now. I got you covered. Feel free to hit that sub button. But continuing on, Desert Eagle in there. The RPG, I mean, this is pretty much in every single Call of Duty game as a launcher, right? Especially a modern one. No surprises there. We also see some repeats though from MW 2019, which doesn't really strike me as too much of a surprise, again, just because of there's only being a 3-year gap between MW 2019 and MW 2022. It's not like a bunch of new launchers have been invented that they're gonna throw into the game, right? So we got the Pila, we also have the Strela P, which we saw before. Then lastly, we got a couple of marksman rifles listed here. We've got the MK2 carbine apparently, and the SPR, which of course we both saw in MW 2019. So there are several repeats from Modern Warfare 2019. That said, I'm not too concerned because the gunsmith this time around, especially with the ability to tune these weapons and adjust them for recoil, for velocity, for all sorts of different things, I think that's really going to make a lot of the repeat weapons feel like they are new weapons. Plus, we're going to see additional attachments, additional weapon trees that allow us to make various variants of the weapons that we've seen before. So while we do have a similar arsenal to MW 2019, I don't think that's something we really should be too concerned about because honestly, when it comes down to it, they're making a ton of upgrades, it seems like, especially to the arsenal and the gunsmith in specific. But that being said, that's going to wrap things up for this one. Those are all the confirmed and leaked weapons that we've got for MW2 as of right now. If you enjoyed the video, let me know by dropping a like on it. And if you are new to the channel, feel free to hit that sub button, turn on those post notifications. But once again, thank you so much for tuning in. And until next time, take it easy. Have an awesome rest of your day. And I will catch you guys later. Peace out.